welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to one of the weekly live streams where we'll talk everything about Celtic and the rest. In the next half hour, have a bit of a laugh, a bit of a quiet day in general, not so much news out there. However, it is a massive night in the Scottish Premiership, as we all know. Rangers finally play their game in hand over Celtic. It was one which a week ago could have seen them leapfrog Celtic in the league table. Now, no matter what happens tonight, Celtic will remain top of the Scottish Premiership. But is there room for error? Is there room for a slip up again? They slipped up once at the weekend to relegation threatened Ross County in the Highlands. They're away from home in that horrible Dens Park surface this evening. Could there be room for another slip up? Who knows? We'll just need to wait and see. So yeah, we'll talk up until about 8 o'clock when that game kicks off. But for now, we're going to try and talk as much as we can about Celtic, about those post-split fixtures which have been announced obviously yesterday. We touched on that. We'll probably talk about it a little more tonight. And I just generally get your questions, get some answers, and just have a bit of a gab as we normally do. If you haven't already, please make sure to hit like and subscribe. It would be much appreciated, especially if you could go down below and smash that like button. We're obviously trying to get towards 50,000 subscribers, so please do your absolute best. It's nice to see you all piling in the comments section. Good evening to all of you. Lubo calling me Pookie. Don't know about that one. But hello, nice to see you, Lubo. Kian, Irishman, Mike, Liam, Shawnee, God, Christopher, Craig. Nice to see you, Josh, Aiden. Nice to see you all tuning in this evening. A few of you piling in the viewer count. I can see that. Let's get over 100 viewers. So the post-split fit, we'll talk about that and then we'll just get on to a general Q&A. Because as I said, there's not really... if you go into Google right now and you type in, Celtic news or Celtic updates or whatever, or you head onto the Records website or any Celtic fan blogs or anything like that, you'll notice there is a real lack of news for us today, Wednesday. Of course, we've got that Scottish Cup semi-final to look forward to, but not too much else in the news. No injury or fitness updates, no transfer rumours, nothing of the sorts. Just a quiet day at the office. But we did have this yesterday, as we all know, to kind of look at the post-split fixtures that were announced. Celtic's run goes as follows. Dundee away on Sunday, April 28th. Hearts at Celtic Park on Saturday, May 4th. Rangers at home in the Derby on May 11th. Kilmarnock away midweek on Wednesday, May the 15th. And then the final game of the season will be played at Celtic Park as Celtic take on St Mirren, while Rangers will head to Tynecastle that afternoon. So there is your post-split fixtures for Celtic. A decent run, I would say. And aside from that, the only negative being that Kilmarnock away falls on a horrible Wednesday night. Listen, I've been banging on about this, Kilmarnock away on a Wednesday night. Kilmarnock away would never have been ideal. Whether it was a Sunday morning or a Wednesday night, it wouldn't have mattered. It would still be a horrible, tough place to go. I think the biggest criticism and the biggest annoyance that people have of where that fixture lies is the fact that it's, right after the Derby. The only thing that we can hope for is if we can go in to Kilmarnock away after beating Rangers and beating Dundee and beating Hearts, if we take 9 out of 9 points and we extend our lead over Rangers, Kilmarnock away doesn't have to have the same amount of pressure on it as what it would should we not win the Derby game at Celtic Park. There is an opportunity for Celtic to be, 4 points clear of Rangers. Talking absolute, worst case scenario would be Rangers beating us. But if we beat Rangers, 4 points at a minimum if we win all 3 games. These are all hypotheticals, of course. I don't even want to look for... I don't even know why I'm having this conversation, because I think that we all need to take it a game at a time. There's no point in looking to Rugby Park right now when we have no idea what the script will be by the time we get there. But if we go into that game 4 points clear, there won't be as much pressure on us as what there could be should we draw with Rangers, say, at Celtic Park. But listen, there's no really a point in talking about it. We've got to get through every game. Dundee away is just as much of a challenge as Rugby Park, because we know what the situation is now. We know what the pressure's like. We need to focus a game at a time. Yeah, it'd be lovely. There is these hypothetical scenarios that we could win the league at Celtic Park against Rangers, depending on how things go. We could win the league at Rugby Park against Kilmarnock, depending on how things go. But until then, those conversations should be null and voided. Dundee is the first stop. Dundee is where the priority lies after this Scottish Cup semi-final. and we've just got to remain focused and get the job done, really. But generally speaking, I think we've been given a decent run in this split. I must say, I'm generally quite pleased with how it's ended up. I can't have many criticisms. I've seen people calling into the super scoreboard and such on both sides, Celtic and Rangers, with different complaints and how have they got more home games and blah blah blah. Why are we playing here on a Wednesday? Listen, you've got to just make whatever happened in this split. It wasn't going to be 100% perfect. There was always going to be an issue, and we have to play a certain amount of home games, a certain amount of away games, and this is just how it's going to be fulfilled. I know that we've already visited Rugby Park, and I know it's been horrible and whatever, but that's what it is, and we've just got to take the hand that we've dealt. Come the end of the season, there's no excuses for me. Come the end of the season, we should be celebrating a league title win, and we should be getting our work done. It's as simple as that. There's no excuses here on out. Win these games, we'll win the league. We win all 5, we're champions. And that's what I expect of Brendan Rodgers and this team. I expect us to go and win all 5 games. So there is your split fixtures anyway. I feel like we've spoke an awful lot about the split. Doug, who's a Livingston fan, nice to see you, Doug, and I did enjoy America, thanks for asking. He says, I think Celtic will win all 5 games to win the league. Paul, if I can, let me pull it up. Paul says, we'll win the league at Celtic Park. Craig saying, as long as Vickers and Hatate are fit, we should fear nobody in this league, which I wholeheartedly agree with, definitely. After Celtic got a draw at Ibrox, I'm sure we'll win the next one, says Liam. And then Ian says, why do we have St Mirren at home when we played them twice at home already in the league? It's just have to make it work, I think. That's it. I think that we've played all these teams away from home twice now, haven't we? Or did we play Kelly? One of the Kelly games at Rugby Park was in the Cup, wasn't it? Listen, they need to. So simply put, St Mirren will need to play a certain amount of home games, a certain amount of away games, and this is probably the only way that they could make it work. It's a process that none of us get the decision making in, sadly, but that's just how they do it. So there will be a reason for it out there. It'll be if we played St Mirren away from home and Kilmarnock at home, for example, then one of these teams would probably end up playing more home games than away games. This is the problem with having a fucking split and having 12 teams in the league. I don't like it. I hate it. I wish that we had, an 18-team league. We played 34 games and that was it. Once at home, once away, and that was the whole thing done. But that's not what we have, sadly, up here. We have a very flawed system where we have to play 33 games and then play 5 games in a split. It's fucking horrendous. I hate it, Aidan. And that's as simple as I can make it for you. Thank you, Ian. Hello, nice to see you. Thank you for the donation. Remember, if you want to donate, you can. It's in the super chat section of the comments. Even Ryan was shocked with that result on Sunday. Did not expect it, and Liverpool to get beat. Well, listen, I was happy with all the results on Sunday, I must say. Happy to see Rangers get beat, happy to see Liverpool get beat. So aye, shocked as well, to say the least, Ian, but a happy man here. A happy bear, you could say, since there was 2 angry bears on the call-in last night, wasn't there? Yeah, so look, listen, we've got Saturday to worry about, and we're waiting for Brendan Rodgers' press conference in regards to Saturday's game and the fitness updates and such. Will Cal McGregor be back in for a start? Will we hear anything else on the likes of Dyson Maeda, who's out? Well, we expect him just to be out anyway. Of Liam Scales, who's out as well with an injury at the moment. There's a few things that we obviously need to look at and think about, of course. So, aye. Anyway, what are we thinking for tonight? Do we think that there's room for Rangers to drop points? Before we get into the Q&A, because I'm going to go into the Q&A in a moment, because I seen this just made me think. Sonny said a draw tonight with a smiley face. I really expect Rangers to win. I expect Rangers to take their frustrations out in Dundee tonight, to be quite honest. But if they dropped points, it would be hilarious. It would be magnificent. And once again, I wouldn't be... If they drop points tonight, it's hardly like I'm going to be sitting in front of this camera at 10 PM this evening saying that we won the league. No, not a chance. But if they were to drop more points tonight, wow, what a position we would be in. I would love to hear the excuses about the Dundee Park and the game getting postponed and all the rest of it. It would be a good laugh, but it's just about, once again, a kick in the arse for us to keep our heads down and focus. Because if one side does crumble, it doesn't give any sort of leverage or wiggle room for us to then suddenly take the foot off the gas. We need to be fully focused and remaining eyes set in the prize. Just playing the way we've been playing and winning the way we've been winning, because we've turned a corner recently. I think we've been a lot better. I don't think you can deny that. I think everybody's in kind of a sort of unanimous opinion with that, in the sense that we're looking at a Celtic side who have been much better in recent weeks. So, no matter what happens tonight, whether Celtic win, draw, Rangers win, draw, lose, whatever, we know what we have to do. A lot of people predicting Rangers to drop points. I'm not surprised. I mean, optimism is key, isn't it? I would love to think that Rangers could drop more points tonight. It would be massive. It's important to give the opposition each game the respect they deserve. Our mentality has got to be spot on, absolutely. A lot of people want each draw. A lot of people had a dream that Dundee would win, says Celtic Martin. I mean, let's hope so, Martin. Let's hope your dreams come true. They do say dreams come true. Clement's going to rage quit again. The Clement touch. Am I going to watch it? I don't know. There's a couple of tasty Champions League games on tonight, which I do fancy the look of over the Rangers game. But, who knows? If Dundee go 1-0 up, I might just need to change the channel. We'll wait and see. But we'll see what happens. The teams are out and everything else for that game tonight against Rangers. Against Dundee for Rangers. So we'll see. So I seen a tweet the other day talking about how Celtic's superior in every position, and I was like, when you look at the Rangers team, I can't help but think it, because my God, they should be happy where they are in the league. I'm telling you that for nothing. Anyway, keep up the good graft drive. Thank you, Rab. Right, should we get into the Q&A section? Because as I said, I mean, I'm scrolling through news and there's literally nothing. So I may as well just take your questions, take your answers. It can be on anything. It doesn't have to be something topical that's happening right now. It can be anything altogether. So get your questions in. Ian says, I can't see lightning striking twice, unfortunately. Same. I really do expect Rangers to blow them out the water tonight. I do think it will be their way to go. This is the game they've got to respond. They've got to. If they don't respond tonight, well, they need a good performance. They need a good reaction, Rangers, and I fully expect them to get it, to be quite honest, after what that was at the weekend. Although I've seen a lot of people talking about Clement's end to the season last year in Monaco when he lost 5 games in a row or something. I'm like, I'd love that to happen, don't get me wrong, but I don't see it happening. I'm afraid. I really don't. By the way, over 200 viewers live watching the stream right now as we start the Q&A. If you haven't, please go down below and hit the like button. It would be great. Trying to recover the RPM and momentum of the channel a little bit after taking some time off in America. So if you haven't, then please make sure to smash the like button. And if you're catching in late, you can watch it from the start when we're done. If Dundee win tonight, I couldn't see us losing the league. Don't speak too soon. Don't, Irishman. Hey, don't speak too soon. Please. Do you think we could drop points as well? I said this in my video. I said this in my video yesterday. Listen, the way that both teams have played this season, I can see both of us slipping up at some point. The one game that you don't want to slip up, is the derby. That's the game you just don't. There's no room for error in that game. Win that game, we're in a great position. But I can see both teams slipping up. I really can. I hope we don't, and I'm not saying we will slip up, but I just, if we go to Rugby Park that Wednesday night and we draw the game, I wouldn't be stunned. So it's just the way this season's going. I hope we win 5 out of 5 though. Big conversation over the past few weeks has been the thoughts of Bosun Lowell and his Celtic future, because he's been tearing it up for Fleetwood in League One this season. He scored again last night, I believe, for Fleetwood in their game against, who were they playing? Was it Peterborough they were playing? And he's been absolutely fantastic. Listen, he deserves to be given a showing in pre-season, I think, to see where he aligns with all the players that we've got. But he needs to be played in the correct position. He has to be doing what he's been doing at Fleetwood. We signed him, we brought him in. I think the whole plan was to use him as a centre-half. He's turning it up as a central midfielder, I think it is, for Fleetwood. So, maybe give him chances in pre-season, see where he is. It's a tough position to get into with the players that we've got. McGregor, Iwata, O'Reilly, Hatate. Granted, O'Reilly might leave. Bernardo might come back. It's got to be a tough area of the park to get into. And I don't think another loan move would be necessarily a bad thing for him either, but he should definitely be looked at through pre-season. I think it's the right thing to do. Yes, I do, Jamie. Rodgers will be in charge of Celtic next season. Absolutely. Do we get rid of Scales and Lagerbielke in the summer? I don't know. Lagerbielke, yes, because I feel like that's just got to end, no matter what your opinion is of him. I've got quite a good opinion of him. I think he's a decent player, and I like him, but for reasons that we don't quite know, he's never going to be a Celtic player. So yeah, maybe try and get rid of him. Scales, on the other hand, I don't see a reason why Scales shouldn't be kept as some sort of backup option if he's happy with it. If he's not happy with it, move him on, because he can't be a starting player. We need to sign another centre-half. We need to sign a partner. They're bloody loud. Can you hear these seagulls? They're fucking loud. We need to sign a partner for Cameron Carter-Vickers of substantial quality, in my opinion. That isn't Liam Scales. If he's happy to be a backup option, then fair enough, keep him at the club. Because he's done more than enough to deserve that, at the very least. So yeah. I had a great time, Liam. Thank you for asking. It was fucking brilliant. I miss Philadelphia. What a city. Helicopter Galaxian says, Helicopter Sunday proves you can't just turn up. We went into that game all those years ago with Bellamy, Sutton, Thompson, etc. Sounded them, but nerves and panic cost us. Be warned. Yep. Hopefully it doesn't go to Helicopter Sunday. If we beat them, if we win the game against Dundee, and we win the game against Hearts, and we win the game against Rangers, I really don't think it'll go to a Helicopter Sunday. I just don't see it. But never say never. You never know. Getting the fear about Kelly away more than the derby. I would agree with that at the minute as well. No, absolutely not. No, I could not run a marathon. I can barely run the fucking length for myself. You should see me at 5-a-sides on a Monday night. Pfft. Run a marathon. In another world, maybe. In another world. Going out to Hibs. Oh, Hibs is always the go-to team, isn't it? Talk about Boasson Labal, obviously. I'd assume there. I can never see Brendan leaving. I don't know why. I just don't see it. He will leave one day. Not anytime soon, but he will leave. He's not just going to stay here till he's old and grey. He definitely will leave at some point. I'm in no rush for him to leave. You know me, I love Brendan. I think he's a great manager. I think he represents the club very well. I think he's a man of the people, if you like. I love him. I don't want him to leave anytime soon, but he will leave. He will, because I think that he would be stupid not to leave at some point. There's only so much you can do with a football team. It's not like he's Alec Ferguson, for crying out loud. I'm looking forward to it, Jake. I'm looking forward to it. Apparently Celtic could be a pot 3 side in the Champions League next season. That's interesting. That's fun. But obviously new format, new system with the league format rather than the groups. I'm excited for it if FM's anything to go off. Do you still collect wee dollies, Rido? Well, number one, rude to call me Rido in a public setting. Thanks very much. Wee dollies. What is considered wee dollies? That's what I need to know. If you're talking Barbies or brats of the assortment like that, then no, I do not. I do not collect wee dollies. Thanks very much. Good question. Let's see. I need to scroll back up. Whatever happened? God, there's a lot of questions piling in. My God. Apologies if I miss any. Whatever happened to home? Dead, I assume. No, I'm joking. That's rude. That's rude. I don't know. I don't know. He was injured for a while and then he came back and now he's gone again. Don't know if he's maybe injured. But aye. You must want Celtic to leave the Scottish League. I have said for years now that I'm not totally against it. We'll have to have a conversation about that though. Ida is a must signing, Ryan. Is for me 23 and has all the attributes to go to trump Georgia Shakamak, is my opinion. I'm a big Ida fan. Name the price and we'll talk about it. I'm saying that as if I'm fucking paying for it. I've got £6 million in my back pocket. Right, there you go. I like him. I would love to see him sign permanently. There's obviously just factors to consider when making that decision. And I'm assuming that's something we'll talk an awful lot about once the season's over. But from now till the end of the season, I couldn't fucking care less who we're linked with or who we're signing. It's all eyes on the prize for me. And then transfers are... I know that we should be forward planning and understand that there is, apprehension surrounding that. But for me, the league and the cup have to be prioritised at the minute because this is unlike anything we've been in recent years. We've never really been run to the wire this fin. We usually have won the league by now. So, it's a really difficult one. But I would love to see him sign permanently if that's the question. God, a lot of fucking questions. I'm going to skip down the chat a bit. If I've not answered your question, feel free to just keep piling it in. By the way, good eyes, Lee. Good eyes. Because it's at an angle as well. Like, there's there, right? It's at an angle. I got it when I was in Philly. I had to go up. I've got my wee cabinet of memorabilia beside me now as well. You might notice that there's like a glass cabinet here that's new. Yep, it's all my memorabilia and stuff that I've picked up over the years and stuff like that. Did the board give him enough money to buy Ida and Bernardo? That's a big question, because we've heard that both of them could be valued at something around the likes of £6 million each. I don't know if we'll sign two players valued at 12 million. I really don't. Once again, it's in the back of my mind at the moment, and the priority should be winning this league. But the board will have conversations with Rodgers, I assume. If they've seen the impact that the likes of Ida and Bernardo have made, then they might have conversations with the parent clubs to try and sign them. I imagine there will be negotiating this. There should be, because they shouldn't just be going out and spending £6 million on them both. I think that there has to be negotiation, and it's for maybe the one time where I'll turn around and say, yeah, negotiate, get a lower fee. Because I think there is work that can be done there. But at the end of the day, it's not my fucking money. Yes. With Vickers injury prone, I feel we need 2 star defenders rather than just a skills replacement. What's your thought? Wouldn't be adverse to it, Michael. The only problem for me is, and this, I say problem, the only worry for me is the amount of players that we're expecting the club to sign this summer. Where do they actually draw the line there? Because we're talking about, Ida, Bernardo, another winger, 2 centre-backs, a goalkeeper, a full-back. The list is going on and on and on. And how many do we... My worry is that the Celtic support set their sights far too high. Oh, we need to sign 7, 8 players, and then we don't sign 7, 8 players, and then we all get worked up about it. That's an awful lot to ask the club to do. And I don't, you know me, I don't often support a lot of the decisions that go on backstage at the club, and a lot of the decisions the board take. But I do understand the difficult side of trying to sign 8 first-team players in one window. It can't be easy. So that's my only worry, is where do we draw the line and how many players we expect the club to sign this summer. I think that's something that, once again, will have to be looked at come the end of the season. But I wouldn't be... I would to go with your general point of needing maybe 2 centre-halves, I definitely wouldn't disagree with that, because I think that we do need somebody to be there in case Vickers drops out, because he has suffered a lot of injuries this season. I should be... Yes, I will be at every home game from now to the end of the season. Shouldn't be missing any. Not that I'm aware of. Can I do a room tour? I'd have to take the fucking camera off. There's not much to tour. I see a lot of people going, we need a setup tour. I've got my dad's bookshelf to the right of me. I've got my wrestling memorabilia cabinet to the left of me. Moose's shirts there. Some shite in the shelves there. A few frames up and down. There's really no much up here, to be honest, worth a tour. But who knows? Maybe one day, if I can, if it feels fucking needed. Set up tour needed. A couple of monitors, a camera, some lights. that's really all it is. It's quite disappointing. Maybe one day I'll do an IRL stream or something, and I'll show you it or something like that. I don't know. God, a lot of good questions tonight. 240 viewers as well. I feel bad having to scroll down the chat constantly to get to some of them. Sell everyone. Yes, sell the whole side. Not a one player fucking left. Just sell everybody. I love it. Once again, just keep spamming your questions if you miss it. Would you be happy for Celtic joining League 2 and working their way up? It's a bit that's more than a 2-minute answer, that, but let's just say I'm not totally against it. I'm not. I know people might not agree, and that's a very sensitive one. But well, it's never going to happen. So there's no really even the point in talking about it. It's never going to happen unless Scottish football goes fucking belly up, which I wouldn't be surprised if we've seen happen in our lifetime if Scottish football went belly up, because Christ almighty, it's in a state as it is. What's your thoughts on Kyogo playing the left-hand side? I said this in my video a couple of days ago. I can't remember what video exactly. I'm against it. Now is not the time to be arsing about with people's positions. It's not now. I mean, maybe next season if you wanted to experiment with it, you could, but not now. No, not for me. It's just not the time to be trying to shoehorn people into positions when you're in such a tight predicament to try and win a league title. You know, it's not the time for it in my eyes. Who knows? You could do it and it could work, but what if it doesn't? And then you're left fucking looking stupid because you've done it. No for me. I actually did. I had it the other night, Niall. I had it the other night, and I enjoyed it. I really liked it. The Galaxy Truffle thing. Oh, I enjoyed it. I had it the other night. Updated kit collection video. I know, I need to do one. I keep saying I'm gonna. It's something for the summer. I might do one in the summer, because I know a lot of people want to see it. I'm 6 foot on the button, and I'm not one of the ones that go, I'm 6 foot when I'm 5'11". I'm actually 6 foot, and I can go and take a fucking BMI test to prove it if you doubt me, right? Sorry, it's a touchy subject, isn't it? Let's see. Any advice? Oh, good question. I like answering these ones. I'll get back to the Celtic stuff in a minute because I always feel like I deserve to pass on my wisdom, if you could call it that. Any advice? Get stuck in. Just, I don't know what age you are right now, Jack. But as soon as you feel ready enough to write things or make videos or do anything like that, just do it. No matter what anybody thinks, just do it. Get yourself into practice so that when you go to fucking uni, you're a step ahead of people who've never done it. So that you're comfortable in settings. If you, like me, I went to uni, and when we done radio and when we done podcasting and television, I was ready to go. I was comfortable because I'd been sitting in front of a camera for 6-7 years and didn't faze me. But there was some people who'd find it really nerve-wracking, and that's not me slagging them off. It is a nerve-wracking experience if you're not used to it, but for me it was fucking second nature. So just get yourself into fucking talking, writing, whatever. Make yourself as comfortable as possible. Get yourself to college, get yourself to uni, get a degree, and the world's your oyster. And the more work you do, the more you're going to get noticed. It's as simple as that. I would have never got opportunities with, BT Sports and Sky Sports and fucking BBC and all the rest of it if I hadn't done this. So just get tore in is my main advice. That's what I would say. Don't worry. I've been sitting all week trying to think about how I'm going to do it, and I'm going to try. I wouldn't put Kyogo on the left as the whole game is about getting into space in the danger area. I feel like using Kyogo for width in the team wouldn't work. I agree. I do agree. That summed up very nicely. GG's SGVG GEYYQYBJ summed up very nicely. I agree. I think it takes out of the. I just think it just takes away from everything. Thoughts on Navrowski getting a run in the team? He needs to be good. He wasn't great at the weekend. I don't think he looked a bit sluggish. But I like him and I'm willing to give him chances. He just needs to take this opportunity by the scruff of the neck, show that he's better than Liam Scales, and there's a conversation for him to have a place in the team. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. Is Dundee going to be Bonnie tonight? Keep it tonight at the start. Yes. How you doing, Ryan? Do you think we'll see Big O again anytime soon? No, I don't. But just being blatantly honest, I really don't. I don't think we'll see him again anytime soon. Sadly. Unpopular food opinions. I don't know if it's unpopular. KFC's fucking rotten. There's my unpopular food opinion. Pardon my French, but it's rotten, and I need to put it out there. What's the money like for the new Champions League qualifiers? Maybe 3 wins to qualify would get us more money than we usually get. I don't know. I don't think there's been any details yet, Pod, about money or finances to do with the qualifiers and the new format. I know that the new fee that we're talking about, there's been this 60 million that's been thrown about. 60 million's been thrown about for qualifying. So I don't know what it is for qualifiers yet. I think that's something that will probably be detailed more in the next couple of months. I'm not a financial expert at the end of the day. I just talk about what happens in the park, really. But I mean, I'll have a look, and if there's any news, that'll be something that comes in the channel anyway. So don't worry. Thank you, Jack, and I wish you the absolute best. Honestly, is one trophy? Oh, sorry, I've lost it. Is one trophy the league considered a good season because it gets us into Europe? I think that yeah. Do you know what? Yeah, it is, because I think winning the league is a good season. It's not a great season. It's not an amazing season, but it's a good. Winning the league is a good thing, isn't it? Let's not sit here and pretend it's not. We've normalised winning doubles and trebles to the point where not winning them feels like it's not successful. But at the end of the day, winning the league is still massive. It's still huge, and it should be appreciated. It should be enjoyed. I think it's a good season. I don't think it's remarkable by any stretch. And yes, the stance that we have in Scottish football right now, we probably should be winning more than just one trophy. But if we win a league title, I'm going to leave that campaign, that season, happy. It's if we don't win the league, I start to get unhappy. So yeah, it's a loaded question. It's a loaded one. But yeah, it gets us into the Champions League. It wins us another league title. It catches us up in Rangers. Yeah. Aye. Why is the Hearts game not on TV? Because it's 3 o'clock Saturday kickoff. It's blacked out. Always is. Why did they not move it to make it another one? Just probably because of the television deal, really. It's as simple as that. I don't think there's a big complex answer to that question, Aidan. But yeah, it is frustrating, I suppose. Dan, thank you for the donation. Thank you for the $5. I appreciate it. I think Killie is actually our toughest fixture remaining. Hail from Texas. Well, howdy. Thank you, Dan. I appreciate it. Very jealous. I'm dying to go to Texas. Yeah, it probably is. I agree. I do agree with that sentiment. I think that it is probably our toughest fixture. So, aye. I agree. Thank you for the donation, Dan. I very much appreciate that. And to end, I've been going for half an hour now, so I better end off the stream. Even though we've got over 200 viewers, it's been a great stream today. I've really enjoyed it, just answering questions. And that's why I love my audience. I love my audience because even when there's nothing to talk about, you guys make something to talk about, and I love that. I really do appreciate you coming along and doing something like that. Let's see. I'll get a couple more questions very quickly just to finish this off. Thoughts on the Celtic Academy if they're doing their best? No, they're not. We know that. But listen, I think there's signs of it getting a little bit better with some of the players. But you know, we do need to improve it. There's absolutely no denying it. 3 p.m. on a Saturday. When did they start playing games at that time? I'm confused. Right, let's end it off on what's your Chinese order. Can I tell you something? I've actually went right off Chinese in recent months. I've started getting a wee bit sickened of it. But if I do get a Chinese, it changes. It really does, because sometimes I could get a breast of chicken curry. Sometimes I could get salt and pepper chicken. I think if I was to go for my go-to, if it was going into my head and it was my last Chinese ever, I'd probably get like salt and pepper chicken with noodles rather than fried rice, curry sauce, some chicken balls on the side, and a wee double of chips. There you go. That would be it. Not salt and pepper chips, though, just normal chips. Too much salt and pepper gets to me, you know. It doesn't leave a good, toilet doesn't look good the next day. Anyway, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in to the stream this evening. It's been much appreciated. I've had a lot of fun tonight. And Rangers have just kicked off. So we'll see what happens. Who knows? If they drop points tonight, I might need to do a video, for all I know. But thank you. I do appreciate it. I'll be back on the channel tomorrow, nonetheless, to talk about whatever's in the news, and then obviously we'll be previewing that Scottish Cup semi-final on Saturday as well. So until next time, take care, and God bless. I'll see y'all.